Good afternoon, especially my fifth semester students. This is Ramasys Tripathi from Gayatri College of Pharmacy. So let me welcome all of you to the experimental pharmacognosy and phytochemistry 2. The first experiment is the systemic study, especially the study of morphology, microscopy, chemical constituents, as well as the specific properties through TLC, the characterization of cinchona bark. So let's start. So cinchona bark, it is most commonly known among the anti-malarial drugs, right? So the synonyms of cinchona bark are Peruvian bark. It is also known as Jesuit's bark. It is also known as cinchona bark in English. Regarding its morphology, you know cinchona bark, this one. It is generally available in 4 species of cinchona. So it consists the dried bark from the stems and roots of different species of cinchona, especially Cinchona calisaya, Cinchona sucirubra, Cinchona officinalis, and Cinchona ligerina. It belongs to family Rubiaceae. So as you know, the cinchona is one of the most common anti-malarial drug. So according to the structure of the outermost surface of cinchona, it can be differentiated especially regarding its species. So generally you may find the longitudinal wrinkles are there in some species, especially in the case of sucirubra, Cinchona sucirubra. In case of Cinchona calisaya, you may find the presence of cracks on the outermost surface. In case of ligerina, Cinchona ligerina, you may find the presence of a vertical line and related cracks are there, and officinalis also, the rough surface indicates the presence of or the identification of Cinchona officinalis. Regarding its color, generally all these are maybe striated and varying in color, varying from yellowish brown to grayish brown or reddish brown. It may be single quilled, it may be corp, or it may be double quilled. But the length is about 30 centimeter and thickness is about 2 millimeter, 2 to 6 millimeter. Okay, the fracture is short, and during the inner parts, in case of inner part, it is fibrous. Okay, now let's come to the microscopic part of cinchona bark. In the microscopy, generally, as you know from the first semester, the section cutting technique, TS, transverse section, you have to follow the section cutting technique, the staining and mounting process, and also you have to prepare the slide and observe under microscope. The microscopic part that I can explain, the microscopic observation will be like this. In the microscopic, the outermost layer is the cork cells. It may contain several layers of thin-walled, flat, polygonal cells with reddish-brown coloring contents. Next layer is the phelogen. Phelogen, it may be 2 to 3 layers of thin-walled cells without any cellular contents. Just below the phelogen, the pheloderm layer is there. It may be 6 to 8 layers of thin-walled rectangular cells without any cellular content. Just below the periderm part, which includes the cork, phelogen and pheloderm, next layer is the cortex layer. Cortex layer, it contains several layers of thin-walled tangentially elongated cells containing reddish brown matter. Especially, it may found calcium oxalate crystals having 2 to 6 micron long and microspheroidal crystals of calcium oxalate may be found. It also contains starch grains which are generally rounded in shape and the diameter will be 6 to 10 micron. Next layer is the secondary phloem layer. Secondary phloem layer, it contains sieve tubes, the compact cells being about 200 micron long and 15 to 20 micron wide, having narrow companion cells. Most of the sieve tubes are compressed and collapsed. Just along with the sieve tubes, you may find the fibers, which are nothing but the numerous large fusiform lignified phloem fibers having striated walls and conspicuous tuber or funnel shaped pits, most isolated and sometimes in groups of 2 to 3 fibers. Just below the phloem fibers, you may find the presence of phloem parenchyma, which are nothing but the thin, dark, reddish brown walls. Sometimes microprisms of calcium oxalate crystals may be present in some cells, and just below, between two secondary phloems, you can find the presence of medullary rays 1 to 3 seriated, extended up to cortex cells, radially elongated and contains starch grains. So these are the basic characters, basic histological characters of your cinchona bark. For the powder analysis, for the powder microscopy, we have to treat it with certain staining reagents like fluoroglycinol with hydrochloric acid 1:1 proportion, dilute iodine solution, dilute acetic acid for the detection of calcium oxalate crystals, and dilute hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid 6% may be used for the detection of calcium oxalate crystals. Regarding its microscopy, we may find first layer is the cork cells. Cork cells are nothing but thin-walled, flat, polygonal cells with reddish brown matter. I can show you the image. Here you can see the image of cork cells like this. Just below the cork cells, you may find the presence of phloem fibers, numerous large fusiform lignified phloem fibers, striated walls having simple pores and branched pores. Calcium oxalate crystals, generally you may find micro prisms of calcium oxalate with about 2 to 6 micron long, and you may find it in dark colored parenchymatous cells. Last one is the starch grain. Starch grain are minute, simple and compound, and individual grain is about 2 to 5 micron in diameter. Spirophytes are also not present especially in case of cinchona bark. Regarding its chemical taste, generally if will treat the powdered bark simply, it may evaluate the purple vapor which indicates it is cinchona bark. After treating with dilute sulfuric acid, and if we are observing it under UV light, if blue fluorescence is occurring, also it indicates the presence of alkaloids in cinchona bark. And if we are heating the bark or powder with bromine water and ammonia, and we are getting emerald green color, that indicates the presence of quinidine, quinoline derivatives. Regarding its chemical constituents, it contains alkaloids like quinine, quinidine, cinchonine and cinchonidine. Use is antimalarial and antipyretic. So thank you for being with us. Stay at home, stay safe, keep studying. Vande Mataram.